Hey, good Monday morning, everyone. I love being on AuthorTalk. You guys know me, Amy, here with Sandy and Russell, and our guest today is Brooke. So everybody say hi.
Good
Hi.
Monday morning. Woohoo!
So we're kind of live from New York.
We are live from New York with Brook Packard.
It's Monday morning.
It's Monday morning. And Brooke is the author and I know you're the author, but you're also, it's more than a book. She's got Sleepy Time Club. So if you're a mom, pay attention. If you're a grandmom, hello, that's me, new grandma. Oh, I meant to have a new.
You know, I was always the one that put my kids to bed.
Well, then you should have known about Brooke.
You know.
She probably wasn't.
There's a lot of dads that will be interested in this recording too.
Oh, then you're absolutely right, Russell. And I really am so sorry because I forget that in today's world, it's equal.
That was yesterday's world. I'm yesterday's world.
That's true.
But you know my wife, at 8 o'clock, she said, "They're yours. I'm done."
I do know your wife, and I know you, and bless her heart. So I'm sure by the end of the day, it was time for her to turn them over to somebody.
I wouldn't know. I didn't discuss it. I just did it.
So let's talk about the weekend. What did we do over the weekend? Russell?
What did Brooke do over the weekend?
Okay, well, that's
in New York. What part of New York do you live? Tell me you live in Manhattan.
I used to live in Manhattan. I lived in Manhattan for 20 years.
Tell me you're a runner and that you used to run in the park every week.
I'm afraid I can't tell you that. I'm like that's not my thing. I'm a walker. I'm a big walker. I'm also a singer and a teacher and had a blast there. But when my daughter hit school age, I moved up to Westchester. So I'm about 40 minutes out of New York. I get the beach. I can walk to the beach through our town park.
That's awesome.
It's really amazing. It's like, what did I do to deserve this? So it was a low-key weekend. It was just kind of, puttering around, getting stuff done, and then staying up past my bedtime to see the Tony Awards.
Oh, was that last night?
Yeah.
I love the Tony Awards.
Sandy was unplugged.
No, I'm trying to find my Facebook page over on my computer. So a few years ago, back when I was traveling to all of the Book Expo America and all that, and Book Expo America was always at the Javits Center in New York City.
Yeah.
And we always stayed at the Marriott Marquis, and I still to this day, it's one of my favorite hotels. And it's right at where we can see all of the it's right where Broadway plays are being done. And that year, Lion King was so popular. And as they were doing, you could see all of the commercials for it. And they were showing the first time I ever knew they had people that they put the animal on top of their, the animal head on top of theirs. And I watched that and I'm like, oh my gosh. But so they had the Tonys right after I got home. And I'm like, I have to see that because all of those Broadway plays I've been seeing the commercials for were now up for an award. And I had no idea they had so many awards. It was a great time. So I've been watching it usually since then. Anyway, welcome, Brooke.
Thanks.
And I know Amy had a hot weekend, but an exciting one. And that was so sweet what you said on Facebook, Amy.
What did she say?
She said, I don't like to camp even though I don't like to camp in the heat, I don't remember exactly. I do love all my adventures with you, Josh. So,
oh, that's gross.
I'm back there now.
That makes me sick. Though that was cool. You jumped off this cliff like, 30 feet?
Yeah, it's probably more than that. It's when you jump off, the water goes about 325 feet down.
Wow.
So
it was a cool picture. I want to do that. I'm ready.
You can have fun there. You can rent kayaks, and so we did kayaking, and then you can cliff jump, and there's like mini waterfalls. It was really nice. It was just the heat index was like 108. So we were.
Yeah, this is the wrong season to do that. It's too hot.
Yeah, but he only has the summer to do it. So
Right.
I guess I gotta fight my battle on that one. But it was really pretty. And, we went with some friends from our church group, and they're awesome people. So, I mean, it was fun, even though it was miserably hot, but it was very fun. And it was good to
Did
get
both of you go do church stuff this weekend? Because, I was going to go to the casino and sin as hard as I could all weekend.
No, we went to church on Sunday. No. So you're funny.
He is funny.
I was at the casino. I look good this
Especially
weekend.
funny after a weekend at the casino.
I know, and it hurts too.
So what you can see? There he is in his.
Yeah, you're both supposed to be sharing pictures. Now, where'd you go this weekend, Sandy?
That was it for your gambling weekend?
I didn't win enough to talk much.
Oh, okay. It's one of
So
those.
I went to Dallas. I had been telling everybody I was in Dallas. And Russell, if you will go find my Facebook page, I want to show you to show something. We went out to dinner on Saturday night. I was at this conference called Blogwell Retreats. And Katie Horner is the host, and she has them all over the United States. They're small. They're very small. We only had like 10 people, but she keeps them that way on purpose. I want you to find one of the pictures of the bacon. Amy, can you find it?
Amy will have to do it. I'm not smart enough.
I got it.
Because we got together. So it was Thursday. We got there Thursday night. It was Friday and Saturday, and then I came home yesterday. But
the bacon, Sandy?
Yeah, the bacon. Because we went to this hotel to have dinner, and they had a bacon sampler appetizer. And that's the actual sliders. They had bacon jam sliders. And then your bacon sampler, you got samples of all kinds of bacon, of course. And then you got this big dot. There it is.
See, that's why I'm a runner.
Well, that's why I eat low carb. But that's the little thing at the end. That's all of us at dinner. The one night, Friday night, not Saturday night. The other night was Saturday night. But anyway, that's enough for the pictures, Amy. But thanks. I wanted just to talk about that because that was such a fun thing. We get there on Saturday morning, and we stayed at one hotel, and some other women stayed at another one. And they're like, you wouldn't believe what's on the menu at our hotel. Bacon sampler. And we're like, oh, my God, we're going there for dinner tonight.
So what did you learn?
I learned that there's wonderful tasting bacons in the world. No.
What did you learn at this blog conference? Everybody, Sandy would go to some kind of conference every weekend, year round, if she could. It's awful.
Because I learn. So here's what I do. I learn. First of all, I learn and get new information. Second, I meet new people. And remember, one of our goals, we talked about it last week in the Back to Basics. The goals are get new readers, get new people. How do you do that? How do you get new people to read your books, Russell?
I don't right now. I'm writing the next book, right?
How do you get new people to read about Maryland, to tell them about Maryland?
What? I don't know.
Yeah, I turned the table on you, and I'm sorry. Okay, so it's my way of getting to new people. So because Katie and her husband Tap are missionaries and in Campeche, Mexico, therefore a lot of people that are part of her blogging community are missionaries, other missionaries, and so we had a small enough group that she kind of paired us up to do the speakers to the attendees, so we could kind of share with them. So my person that was oh my gosh, what an inspiration! And it made me stop and realize how much some people are willing to give up to go help people in other countries, because they live in Papua, Indonesia. It's on the same island as Papua New Guinea, but it's part of Indonesia. They live in a village, in a very large village, where the only way in or out is by air. The only way they get any supplies is by air. The only way anything happens. So her husband is an aviation missionary. So he flies to all the little villages in the mountains, taking medical supplies, picking them up to take them into the doctor, delivering food, all kind of stuff. So he had to learn to land his plane on like a little village on the side of the mountain. So could be dangerous, all this stuff. But anyway, she has 3 kids. She homeschools them, plus helps with all the other kids on the island. And then in 2 years, we were talking about it, in 2 years, her son starts high school. So they have to decide, do they keep him there and homeschool in high school, and he doesn't do any sports or any of the things that young guys like to do, or do they send him to a boarding school for 4 years? And so that having 4 sons, that really just made me realize what a price people pay to help people that we'd never even heard of. So I was really touched by that. That was one thing I learned, is how much some people will do.
Well, I was actually asking, were there any actual things that were subjects of the lessons you learned?
I know what you're asking, and I'm going to tell you, but I wanted to make sure I said that. So her name is Joy Burke. So Joy, I told her all about us. I told her about AuthorTalk. Her mother is an author, lives in Dallas area. So we're going to do a Zoom call later this week, all that stuff. This is one of the things that was given to us, and it looks backwards to me. Does it look backwards to you?
No.
Okay. This is called the blog. Well, this is a blog planner, and this is a planner on steroids. So one of the things that I learned, this is one of the things I got. So I do blogging, I do the courses, I work with clients, I do all this stuff, and yet I don't plan what we're going to do. I tell everybody to plan your media, and I will do the media plan for my clients, but I don't plan my blog 6 months out. I mean, I'm lucky if I plan them 2 weeks out. So most of the time I have an idea and write the blog and put it up right that minute. So I made a commitment. This is one of the big things I learned, because she said I could never do all the work I do if I did not have it planned. And so she went through, and I'm like, well, I do work for me. I do work for my clients. I do work. She goes, put a different color sticky note. This color goes to Russell. This color goes to Sue. This color. So when I have something to do, I put it right on the page of the day it will be done. And I plan that ahead of time. And so we're going to talk about this some tonight in the Back to Basics, because this will be a great thing to do for your, not just your blog, but there's also on the one page where you put, here's my blog post planner for the month. Here's my email planner for the month. What emails am I going to send out about that? So I know Brooke could appreciate all this, because she does this kind of stuff with her Sleepy Time Club, because I have her packet of stuff that she sent to me. So what the biggest thing I learned, my biggest takeaway this whole time, and that's what I told them at the end, is planning ahead. So I have our theme for July. I didn't start with June because we're working on the membership, but in July, what our focus will be is our new opt-in. And I've already got it done. And so I've just never promoted it. So Amy, you and I are going to be promoting the new opt-in in July. And it's called How to Discover Your Purpose. And I've already got all kind of things to give away during the month to go with that. So, cool. Yay.
Now let's get to Brooke.
Well, that's inspiring. I know. Like, oh, my to-do list is growing.
I know. And that's what I told her. I never can figure out an effective way to do a to-do list.
Yeah.
So Russell, I know you have an appointment at 11, so he's getting a little antsy here, and so let's move ahead. And Brooke, so Russell, why don't you go ahead and show Brooke's website while I show a couple of her books. This is the bedtime journal, and this is the book about the star. So, Brooke, first thing I want to know is how did all this happen?
I'm a early childhood music specialist, and I'm also married to a pastor. So I've worked in churches, I've worked with faith formation, I've worked in schools, and I've also had horrible sleep problems. So, and the big thing I did in churches was formation. I'm always examining what's a really deep way for us to connect with each other and connect with the spiritual. And so I was a bad sleeper, and I went to all these doctors hoping they'd give me a little pill, and I was very lucky, and they didn't. They said, you've got to do X, Y, and Z to get stuff done. You got to do things consistently. And one was a bedtime routine, which I had with my daughter, but I wasn't really honoring with myself. So I can go off on that. So I sort of downloaded this idea of a bedtime book that was really a journey to sleep. And then there is an album that you leave behind. Everything's recorded. So after you leave the room, you go like, goodbye, good night. And the kid doesn't get out of bed because my daughter relied on, I got her to sleep, but if I gave a sitter, they didn't know the routine, forget it. They would actually increase their sitting charges when they came over. Because she just wouldn't go to sleep. So the recording, she said, it was back in the days with cassette tape. She said she doesn't know how she'd get to sleep without them, but the click of the cassette tape always woke her up. It was like she'd be anxious about that. So it's a combination of a book that's a journey to sleep with certain cue phrases to make it a habit. It with new content every month. So as a parent, you don't go absolutely crazy reading Goodnight Gorilla 3 months in a row, as I once had to do. So that's the first book. I've written 4 and have them illustrated.
This is the first book here, the one about, and how do you pronounce the star's name? Mukwa?
Mukwa, yeah.
Mukwa.
Yeah, and it doesn't, once they hear the recording, they have it. So I've written 4 and had M illustrate 4. And right now we're not, I'm working with Michelle Sism. We're not ready to officially launch the Book of the Month Club. We've got other stuff, but it's ready to go. So the Bedtime Blueprint was my freebie. Oh. The Bedtime Blueprint was this page, which was everything I heard from doctors about going to bed, and it was just too darn busy. So I lengthened it out, had the designer use a really big font. And now it's part of a sales funnel, but I also think the information is very, very valid. So people, when they get the book, they're redirected to a page where you can get the handy information is printable. So you can print it out again and again. And that's the blueprint, which runs you through a day. That's this worksheet, which is by age, because the sleep doctors I spoke to said, when I said, what's the most important thing you want a parent to know about sleep? And they said, it's that everyone needs different times. They have these kids who are like suffering from what they think are even mental health issues. And their parents are putting them to bed for 8 hours of sleep a night, when they need much more than that. So that's the blueprint. And then
would you say for kids, 8 hours is a minimum amount of sleep for them then? Okay.
Yeah, this is from the sleep National Sleep Council. So a preschooler needs minimum of 10 to 13 hours. School-age kids need a minimum of 9. Now, the good news is
so do my sons, and they're like in their 20s.
Let's see, young adults 7 to 9. Go to bed, get out of here.
Well, that is, I love that. And I loved it when you and I were working together and you were getting an illustrator and getting the books together. And I was just very impressed with all that you did for the program itself. And then the music. So how does the music play a part in this?
Right now, as when I'm ready to send this out to influencers, the actual book, I've set up a sort of secret page where they can go and listen to it. And one feature I love about this is there's there's a lot of features I love about it, is every recording ends with a classical guitar arrangement of a lullaby. So I thought hard about what instrument to use, and lo and behold, I have friends who are classical guitarists, and
it's a classical acoustic guitar.
Yeah. So
that's really beautiful. I think that was a great decision.
Thank you. And what a great thing to introduce kids to. They never hear it.
Any way you can introduce them to classical music or a classical instrument, it's a big deal.
Yeah, thanks. I agree. It's just, it's just so gentle and calming. The other feature I love about, when you subscribe, you have a digital choice or a hardcover choice for a subscription. And in both places, the recordings are downloadable. I think we're beyond the CD range. And that delivery has to, I don't think it's that hard. It's just a zip file or a secret page where you can, log in. And the other interesting feature, I shared this with Sandy, and I don't know if this is applicable to everyone else's work, is there's an app called Insight Timer, which is used by millions of people around the world.
And if you don't know Insight Timer, oh my gosh, that is an incredible app.
Yeah, it's really, so I took every journey to sleep, every book ends with, there's all these components. So once your kid gets used to it, you can shorten it down. You don't just put, whoa, and let them choose what they want to do, which they love because they're the boss. So everything ends before the final song on the classical guitar. There's a put the day to bed practice, which is a mindfulness practice. Just go through the day. This was okay. Notice it just passed. And it's really guided meditation for kids. And each one is illustrated. You put the day to bed, give it to a bird, or you put it on a cloud ship. So I took one of those and uploaded it to Insight Timer. It took them forever to get it up there. So if you have something like that can turn around to your book. And I have to say the reviews are awesome. The reviews are great. So I'm using the reviews as content, on social media. Sandy wisely said I should send press releases out about that.
It's a really big deal. I've had that app on my phone for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. And my morning practice is to come in here to my office and do a guided meditation. And so I always go to Insight Timer and either pick one of the people that I like that I've already listened to, or just go explore a new one. And I never get a chance to pick the ones that are 30, 40, 50 minutes, but I always pick a 10-minute one and just take 10 minutes just to sit and, just download. And so to be on there, there's some great people who are, well known in the field of meditation. So I think to be in that mix is great. So yes, I would definitely do a press release on that.
Yeah, thanks.
Publicity,
the one mystery.
publicity.
What?
I said publicity.
Yeah, the thing I can't figure out, the mystery for me is right now my site is just to build my list. I'm not selling anything. So the guided meditation with a little illustrated book is part of it. So you can read it during your own time. And everyone is just saying the illustrations are adorable, but my list hasn't grown. I'm going, how are they? I got to figure this one out. How are they getting my illustrations?
Brooke, where did you find your illustrators? Where'd you find that?
That was like sheer luck. The book designer, who did the books was Fiverr, and he was great. He is great. But in my music theater community, I knew someone we'd never met personally who was an illustrator, and I reached out to him, and he got it without even knowing what I'd created. It was really extraordinary. He created what I call the Snuggly Moon, which
did he do the covers too?
He did not do the cover. The cover was the guy on Fiverr, and I'm happy to share that resource. And
he did a good job. I like that.
Yeah, he did do a good job. So each cover will look the same, but with a different color and different theme.
And we've never talked a lot about Fiverr.
Oh yeah,
we'll have to talk about that. Show that again, Brooke.
Show that again, Brooke. So he did these.
That's M. Grossland. And M was not a bargain, but since I was starting out, I wanted to brand it right. He came up with this birdies, trying to think. And every book has ASL language.
I love that.
As a teacher, I knew how important that was for kids, but I didn't do it with my kid. Like, when the heck, you do it. And that's the other thing is bedtime. I'm using bedtime as a delivery system for all sorts of good stuff. Like, you don't have time during the day, but you really need, this will get you sleep and connect with your kid. So these are some of the other, M's.
So these are more than books. These are a practice or a habit. So the main book that I have here is the bedtime journal. Now, how often do these come out? Is that once a quarter?
Well, that one, 3 months. That's just 3 months. That's a test. That's a field test. That's part of the sales funnel I'm cooking up with Michelle. And we'll see. So I have some ideas for where to go with that. It's gotten some good reviews. Happy to send anyone a free PDF for a good review.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon, right?
Yeah. So just shoot me an email. And
how do they get in contact with you? How do people get in contact with you?
Good question.
Yeah, on the About page is a contact form, and my email is, Brook@sleepytimeclub.com, and it's Brook without an E. I predate all those other Brooks.
And it's also, the website is sleepytimeclub.com, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And again, I'm not selling anything right now. I'm just trying to build a following.
So if you're listening, all of you listening, and Amy, if you'll take a look to people who are listening, because my computer went kafooey and I can't see it. So if you'll take a look to see who we need to say hello.
Yeah, who is watching? You need to turn.
Watching, and she's interested. She asked for the link, so I posted the link in there. My mother Vola's watching. Tony Harris says, "Hey Sandy," and Tweed Scott says, "Good morning, y'all." And Red O'Loughlin says he's checking in. Valerie Sweeten says, "Hey, you guys."
So good morning to all you people out there watching. That's awesome. So sleepytimeclub.com. Insight Timer. We can find you on Insight Timer and do the meditation. So be watching for a press release from Brooke about about Insight Timer. And one of the things, Brooke, and we'll close, but I would, when you do that press release, just go write a blurb about Insight Timer. Because a lot of people, Russell, you didn't know about Insight Timer.
I have no idea. I have to look it up.
It's free. It's the best.
It's a free
absolutely
app.
Free.
And a lot of people in the woo-woo world know about Insight
What's
Timer.
a woo-woo?
Well, in the metaphysical world, people know about you.
Crystal loving, tree hugging people.
I'm a tree hugger, but I don't know.
You like the crystals?
I dated a couple of crystals.
But actually, if someone wanted to write a guided meditation for writers to trigger creativity, I bet that would be huge.
I guess that's not going to be you, Russell.
I'm still not sure what woo-woo is.
Okay.
I have to look that up too.
So we do need to wrap up. Russell, what's your plans for the week?
Oh, I'm in court this week.
Wow.
I'm a divorce lawyer, Brooke.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to jail. Well,
good. I was worried.
No, I'm a divorce lawyer.
So, by the way, guys, Brooke has joined our course, the Back to Basics course.
Welcome.
She's already watched last week, so she's going to be with us tonight, right, Brooke?
Yes. What time is that? It's
8 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So, excited, and she wrote me a great email after watching the first one. So, Amy, what's up with you this week? Oh, and Amy announced where we're going to be on what we're doing on Friday.
Yes. So the AuthorTalk posse is going to be on Take Two, my radio show, mine and Jamie's radio show on Friday at 9. So make sure you tune in on Vinyl Draft Radio because I will be interviewing Sandy and Russell. And I'm actually going to go home for Father's Day. So I'm going to go see my dad on Father's Day, which is also mine and Joshua's 2-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, you got married on Father's Day.
We got married the day before Father's Day. It just happened to fall on Father's Day this year.
So today is my wedding anniversary. I've been married 18 years today.
Poor David.
Poor Melinda. We both agree on one thing. It's poor Melinda and poor David. Yeah. And also it's my granddaughter's birthday. We got married on her birthday. So she will be 26. That means Amy's birthday is not far off because I know Miranda's like 2 or 3 weeks older than Amy. So when's your birthday, Amy?
It's the 30th of June.
Yeah, but she's like 12 years old, so it's not like she's had many.
Well, so is my granddaughter, but she doesn't want to know that. She's 26. You'll be 26, right, Amy?
I'll be 26, yeah.
Yeah, so I know they're the exact same age, just like 3 weeks apart.
Yeah.
So, and they both they both into the whole camping stuff now. So,
well, no, I'm not into camping. I just do it because my husband likes it and it makes him happy. I'm not into it. I just do a good deed for the year, okay? It's a good deed.
Well, that's 2 weekends in a row, though, so you got to like it.
Okay, let's go on. I've got an appointment.
Okay. So, Brooke, any plans for the week?
Nothing big. Just, same old,
So we love New York. We love New York. So enjoy your week. We'll see you guys tonight. Back to basics. And I'm going to be talking about this, not that. I'm going to be talking about my journal.
Yes.
Tonight. And not my journal, my planner. We're going to be planning tonight.
She's talking about something.
I'm going to talk about something tonight. So be there and find out. It's a surprise. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Thanks so much. Bye.